Alright, this is the Simple Solutions book, lesson 1, and we're going to just go over these questions really quickly. If you don't understand something, make sure you raise your hand. Check and correct your work. Okay, so for number 1, it says Marita ate 1/2 pint of chocolate ice cream, Frankie ate 3/4 pint of strawberry ice cream. How much more ice cream did Frankie eat than Marita? So right here it says how much more, that's subtraction. So if you look at my work, you have the answer as 1/4. You have to make sure you change, because we're subtracting, you have a common denominator, which is the least common multiple, which is 4. So we change 1/2 to 2/4, so we were able to subtract. You have to have a common denominator when you are subtracting. Number 2, they review some vocabulary. The question says, simplify this expression, 10b plus 7 minus 3b minus 2. To simplify it, you combine the like terms. The b family, or the b term, is 10 minus 3, so 10b minus 3b. You combine those two and get 7b. The next step is the constants. So constants is a positive 7 minus 2, which makes it 5. So your simplified expression is 7b plus 5. Number 3 is multiplying decimals. So I'm going to use the multiplication algorithm, and then I'm going to do the decimals at the end, and how many place values or swoops to the right I have to do the same amount of swoops to the left. So that looks like this. Okay. I multiply it like normal. You don't need the leading 0. You could have put 0.7, but you don't need it. I originally ended up with 294, and then as you can see, I swooped out twice, and so I swooped in twice and ended up, the placement of the decimal is 2.94. Number 4 gives you an example. This is 6th grade. There's 2 main things you have to remember. It says, the question says that they would like you to find 35% of 12. So one thing I would like you to remember is percent means, percent is per 100, okay? Also, when you have part of a whole, so part is the 35%. That's not the all of it, it's part of it. Of a whole, that means to multiply. That means to multiply. Okay? So percent, it means per 100, and part of a whole means to multiply. So those are the 2 reminders. So 35% is the same as 35 over 100 of multiply 12. 12 is 12 over 1. Now I need to find, so multiplying fractions is you just multiply straight across. So 35 times 12 is 420. 100 times 1 is 100. You simplify, divide by 100. That means you're just moving the decimal twice. So instead of 420, you move the decimal over twice, and then the answer is 4.2. Alright, number 5, we're actually working on this now. Topic 4, topic 5, depending on what class you're in. You have to use the substitution method. They want you to plug and chug. So this looks like this. You have x equals 2, y equals 4. You substitute, and your answer is 10. Make sure you do your order of operations. So this one we have to different families, we have the y family and the x family, and we combine them separately, like that. They want to know the surface area of the picture, so in order to look at that, it was quite a bit of work. Surface area is just the area of all the surfaces, which is all the faces. When you have a 3D shape, it is called a face. So if you look, you have two different shapes. You have a 22 by 22, which is a square. Then the other shapes around it are triangles. So the area for a square is length times width, which is 484. The work is over here. The area for a triangle is 1/2 base times height, which is 154. The work is here. First I multiply the base and times the height, and then I multiply it times 2, which is the same as dividing by 2. So one triangle is 154. For the area, and how many of them do we have? We have 4 of them, which gave me 16. So now that I have the area of the triangle, which is 484, and I have the area of all 4 of the area of the square, which is 484, and all the areas of the triangles, which is 16. I add them together to get 1,100 inches square for the surface area. It was quite involved. Alright, so for the next one, it is a division problem. They give you the total amount. They give you how many groups, and then they are asking how much is in each group. So that looks like this. And so the answer is 64. So for the next one, it says that it's 7 degrees warmer. So your answer is going to be there. Because of warmer. So for this one, they want you to match the graph that goes with these inequalities. So if you look here, if it opens up, or the alligator eats the bigger amount, so if it opens up towards a number, then that side or that number is bigger. If you have a line underneath your inequality, then that means it includes that number, which makes it closed. So like this is closed, so it includes that -2. This is closed, so it includes -2. Direction of the arrow. Okay. So for number 11, they want to know the signs. That's positive or negative. That's what they're referencing. So the signs in that one is always going to be positive. Okay. Here will be negative, comma, positive. Here, negative, comma, negative. Here will be positive, comma, negative. So it's asking about quadrant 1, so it'll be positive, comma, positive. The last one is the range. The range is just the maximum minus the minimum. And that difference, that answer, the difference is going to be the answer. If they ask you this and there's a graph, please make sure there's actually data and you're not just doing the scale. So the biggest number on here is 89. The smallest number is 25. So there's the range. And that is lesson 1.